Amanda here. Like my new glasses, I can be able to see now. So, sorry I've been AWOL for a couple of weeks. I'm just going to be honest. To be honest with you, this eBay thing's an absolute nightmare. It's really affected me. I never used to have a problem at all selling on eBay, and ever since eBay has changed their policy or their bots, whatever you want to call it, my sales have just gone down so much. So I was getting really stressed, anxious. My anxiety was kicking in because I do suffer from anxiety ever since I had the cancer. And yeah, so it just all went to pot last week, and I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? So obviously I'm an organiser as well as a reseller. For those of you who don't know me, and I've just jabbered on a bit there, I am a reseller first and also an organiser. So my reselling part is I go to car boots, I go to charity shops. Sorry about the noise outside, they're doing the whole high street, and I thought, well, I've got to do this video because otherwise if I won't, so I do apologise about the noise. Yeah, so I just sell anywhere and everywhere really. Facebook Marketplace, I pick up a lot of bundles. I am doing now niching down to clothes and bundles only. So I used to do everything, but unfortunately due to family circumstances and my daughter having to move back here, I only have the one room now. So all my lives, when they do go back, and it will be soon, will be upstairs rather than downstairs. So my daughter's now in the downstairs one, where I used to do my lives from, and I'm going to be upstairs doing it all up there. So yeah, so I also, for those who don't know, used to do floral arranging. I do bespoke things, I do upcycling, very, very creative, always have been. A lot of these things in my house I have done myself. I used to paint wardrobes, decoupage and everything as well. I used to butterflies, I used to do some things for people as well. So I have got a lot of other skills. So I thought, as it says Organiser Reseller, I'm not really going to go off too much off what I do, but I need a garden makeover. Now I have a veranda, so I don't actually have a garden at all, but I love flowers, absolutely adore flowers. I'm sure everybody loves flowers, and flowers always cheer me up as well. So I was thinking, you know what, my anxiety is really bad at the moment, so I just need something that I can go out in my veranda, sit down and have a, you know, just basically just have a look, you know, for all the aesthetic sort of purposes of it, I suppose. But you know, it's just nice, isn't it, to have that whole floral feeling around you, even though you don't have a garden. So I'm going to do a garden makeover, or a veranda makeover if you want to call it another word, and that's going to come in 4 parts. So this is the first part, and that is, obviously I love hanging baskets, and my hanging baskets always hang out, and I've usually had real ones, but unfortunately real ones, with the heat, because we're south facing as well, so the heat always gets them, I've never been able to grow hardly anything. So it either singes it, burns it, completely downpours it, wind, whatever. So I thought, right, okay, scrap the real flowers now, because I'm done with that. Until I actually ever get a garden, if I ever get a garden again, I will do that. But at the moment, I just thought, you know what, hang it, I'm just going to do faux flowers. Now I've done faux flowers before, floral arrangements and everything. So I was looking for some hanging baskets at the beginning. I was thinking, oh, you know what, I'm going to put some hanging baskets, some really nice ones, some big, like, you know, statement ones, because I love statements. I absolutely love big. I don't know if anyone else likes big, but I love big. So big for me is brilliant. So, and I just couldn't find any. I went on Etsy, obviously. There were some on Etsy, beautiful ones, don't get me wrong, but they were awfully expensive. And you know, I wanted sweet peas in them, because sweet peas are my favourite flower ever. I absolutely love them. They smell absolutely beautiful. They're so beautiful. Go to any country garden straight away and smell the floral essence of sweet peas. Oh my god, it's to die for. And also honeysuckle as well, my 2 favourite flowers. So and I love wisteria. but that's where I'll go into another video. So I thought, right, okay, fair enough, what I'll do is just make my own. So that's what I'm going to do, and I thought I'd video it because obviously it's like an organisation thing for me as well. So it's not reselling this time, but it's going to be like organisational sort of thing, because I'm very organised and I do need to get my garden, veranda organised. So I thought I'd do like a, it's like, I suppose it is like a craft video, it's a creating video anyway, so it's a little bit different than what I usually do, but I hope you guys enjoy it. And as I say, anxiety is massive at the moment. I don't know how anyone else feels, but I just need to start doing things because I was because I had to go to the doctor. So I got my dog. I had to go to the doctors as well last week because when my anxiety came back after my cancer, I was always doing this with my hands all the time, and I just didn't realise, and I was just getting over breathing and just doing all silly things, you know what I mean? So, and I started to do that a couple of weeks ago, just keep doing that with my hands, and because obviously his anxiety was kicking in, because obviously regarding eBay, you know, because it's a massive part of my life, and now I have actually just as well, obviously, as any guys that followed me since the beginning, started doing it full time. So when it just went completely down, I was like, my God, so I'm only getting like, I don't know what anyone else has felt, but I was going to get 1 watcher here, 2 watches here, 3 watches. Well, I used to get like maybe 30 or 40 watches. It doesn't make any sense. And I know obviously because I do it by auction, so I don't actually do it by it now. You know, I still get 30. I mean, I put a Monster High doll, which I think I did in one of my challenges, on for start for £30. Now that's not an unreasonable thing to offer because it's a rare one. It's obviously the first wave one, you know, and you know, she's got all her accessories. So I don't think £30 was that bad to think, but not one person's looked at it. Doesn't mean 1 watcher. Now, when I did Monster High last year, I was putting on dolls all the time, and I was getting like maybe 15 watches on them all, and I was only putting like £15, but I was still getting watches, and it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Come on eBay, what are you doing? Because it stresses people out, and people have anxiety like me. I get really anxious about it all. So sorry to do a bit of the rant, but yeah. So anyway, I have now decided to do these baskets, and I wanted to show you how I do them because I thought, well, that's probably the best way to do it. So I've picked up 2 of these baskets. Now, this is my basket that I'm going to do. And I've got 2 baskets, obviously. So this is the other basket. Now the other basket has it on there like that. Now I've taken that off this one. Now the reason that I've done this is because, I'll put that one there. Because when you come to actually doing the actual display, you want to be able to put them back on again, and these are quite hard, so I've taken them off by the little bit where it actually hangs. I'll just pinch it back on again with pliers, so it won't take 2 minutes. So yeah, so I've done that. This is the actual chain. I've taken it off here, as you can see. So I've taken that off there and just pop that there. Now these are rot proof as well, so they're not going to rot. Quite reasonable actually. I think it cost me £10 at Haskins, which is obviously just down the road from me. And if Rich is watching this, he probably won't watch this one, but if he was, then he would know that this Haskins is a really good place. And actually pretty reasonable for Haskins, because Haskins is quite expensive, but actually it's pretty reasonable, I thought. So yeah, so we've got these 2, so I picked 2 of these up. Now, these are 14 inches or 35 centimetres across, so they're quite a big one. And to start off, I'm going to put this in here. So this is like a little, like a waste paper bin. I picked it up, I think I picked it up in, I think it was Home Bargains a couple of months ago. And I thought, oh, you know, that would do something. So I did that, and then it's great for just popping it in here so that you can start off with what you're doing. So, and it's all obviously lined as well. So, to start off with, you would need this floral foam. Now I've got this from Hobby Craft. It's the dry floral one, so if you're doing dry flowers, always get the dry one. If it's the green one, it's the wet one usually. There's two different ones. I picked up some beautiful sweet peas because I love sweet peas. So they're going to go in my basket. I might only just do these ones because I'm going to try and keep the theme as cream. So yeah, but again, I'll still do other different ones as well because I do different things as well. Like obviously with the silicone bits as well. You know, you can get things like this in like little jars, and also ones like this as well. So you can see they're very simple, but they're very effective, and you don't have to water them, and they don't die on you in a week. And you think, okay, they're going to last for a lot longer, because that's one of the good thing about silk flowers to real flowers is that you actually do get really, really lovely looking flowers these days. So yes, I'll probably just use like maybe the white ones for my display. But they're the sweet peas. And then I've just got an absolute array of everything else. So we have eucalyptus, we have peonies. I love peonies. So I have peonies here. So these are the peonies, which are absolutely beautiful. Tulips. We have some lovely tulips here. I love these little like stems as well, because these these are hand tied ones. You can actually just take that off and then use one by one and stick them in. So absolutely love these sort of little arrangements as well. I think this was from Hobbycraft, and it cost £5, so not too bad really. Also, I absolutely love eucalyptus. So eucalyptus for me is an absolute fave of mine for greenery. So I always use eucalyptus. And we have some gypsophilia. So this is gypsophilia. Again, this is all faux, but again, because I'm going to go outside on both of my hanging baskets, and they have to be, for me, symmetrical. So I have equipment. I have wires. I have little pliers. I have some floristry wire. I have some tape. Now, if you don't have that tape, you can use frog tape. That's as well. It's green, and yeah, you know, it's just as good. So yeah, if you want to, I tend to use that when you're doing a bigger display as well. So, and then you want a little knife as well to cut, because you've got to actually make it fit. So therefore you've got to cut it. And I also, now we have faux flowers, but where's the smell? Now I love sweet peas and I love the smell of them. Now I know faux flowers do not smell, but we can change that, because in here I have these little bottles, which what I do is, they're 30 millilitre bottles. Now you can either pick up essential oils or the fragrance oil. The fragrance oils are better, essential oils are okay. I tend to put my essential oil into the actual foam, because if you just put it on straight onto a flower, it can discolour them. So you've got to be careful. So that's a very big tip there. So usually get one of these little bottles, and I've got some little a little funnel. So a little funnel there goes in there. If you can see the little funnel, and a little pipette like that, and we just literally put it into there with about sort of 30 millilitres of water. It's probably about, fill it up to about there. Put your drops in, shake it about, leave it for a couple of hours, and you have your own spray. And you can spray that on your actual, I tend to spray it on there rather than on the flowers, but it will still hold it, and you can have it for, it probably lasts you for about 30 days. So you can always go out, you know, as you would do if you were watering flowers. You could just have it by the side of maybe in your porch or your conservatory, or wherever you've actually got your flowers. Hand it there, very handy. Pick it up, give it a quick spray. Only spray underneath as well, don't spray the top of it. Underneath, on the actual bit underneath, then you've got it smelling again. So as I say, they last for about 30 days. They're absolutely brilliant. They don't cost a lot. That, with this it costs about £3. So £3, it lasts, obviously you only need a few drops, so that's going to last you at least maybe 6 months, a year. And you've also got the water as well. So yeah, so that's a brilliant way, and that's what I do. And I do mix it up, obviously. I've got lavender here and I've got sweet pea. So lavender and sweet pea, it's great to go together. There are different florals as well. You can get all different florals, so you can mix them up. Right, so as you can see, I've put all of the dried oasis like that. So I've got a whole block here. I've just cut it down the middle, popped it in, and then all my little circle ones are there. Now you can fill in the gaps as well, which, you know, is quite a good thing to do, because what you can then do is, with my knife, I can just cut down, sorry about this noise, I can just cut it down, check where it is. I tend to sometimes do it into triangles, so we can pop that down there, pop that down there, and it creates like, almost like it's got every available bit in the actual basket to actually fit. So again, cut them down into triangles, pop it in there, like so, pop it in there. So we're just filling out the gaps, and we've got one more to do. So we just do that. Cut into a triangle with a sharp knife, and then you can just literally play about with it, but you get the gist if you actually push it all down like that, and then there should be enough there, you can see, enough there to hold all your flowers. So just pop it in here, and we're good to go. So usually it would be the eucalyptus that I start off with. I always start off with the greenery first. These are quite tall ones. Always make sure as well that you cut all your labels off, because you don't want to see the labels. You can bend these as well. If you bend it, so you're bending it there, and I want quite a big sort of like one, so I'm just going to stick it right in there, and so it will bend over. You can cut it, you just want to make sure it's all nice and firm, so you've got to be quite tough. But as you can see there, now I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to arrangements, so I always like those to be symmetrical. So what I tend to do is a tip for me anyway, for me to do, is I always take a photograph of each one, so that I know when I go to the next one, exactly where I put them, and then that'll help me do exactly the same on each side. So if I do that, I've got two eucalyptus for each one. So if I put that one in there, and you can, the one good thing about them is you can actually bend them to what you want. So you can bend them, take shape. So that's looking really nice. Just those two in there. As I say, make sure that the thing is always down. And then, once you've done that, obviously always remove all the labels like I've just said. Once you've done that, you can start building it. So, I absolutely love big statement things. So, I am going to put this one right down here. Now it can be, the thicker the stem, the harder it is to push it down, but you can get it down eventually. So yeah, so if you do that, as I say, you can cut these to, you know, and I do cut them as well. I do have wire cutters, but I tend to like a statement. So the statement is really thicker. So I want it a bit more. Now, as I said to you before, we've got this one here. Now these ones would go right kind of around. So I'm building it up a bit like a cake, if you want a better word. I do cupcakes, and when I squizzle at the top, it always reminds me of like doing a floral arrangement. So these ones are tied ones. You can undo the tie, cut the little, it's got like a cable thing, and then they all come apart. So you can just pop them in. Tend to pop them about maybe about that sort of height. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to literally pop take a quick photograph, because obviously I need to make sure that I'm doing it correctly, as I say, because I wanted to be able to do two the same. So with my other camera, my other phone, I just take a photograph so that I know kind of what I'm doing and where my flowers are going to go, because I have bought exactly enough for the symmetrical part. So we have these beautiful ones as well. And as I say, this, you know, it's not difficult to do these things, but they're fiddly. So, you know, it's very nice to have them. Now, I think that's probably a little bit too big for what I want. So, I'm going to cut that down. And I have these here. So, I'm going to probably cut it. And when I cut it, I don't want to cut it too. So I tend to just start to cut it from the bottom. And then try to cut these. They are quite thick stem ones, these ones actually. I think that will lines are a little bit too big for these ones, but so we'll just bend it. We'll bend it. So we're bending that one, and we're just going to put it, I like to put it behind the other one. So we're literally just pushing it right down there to create the effect. Now we have these ones. Now these ones are just plastic ones, so you can usually just take these ones off. Strip them usually. So yeah, so you strip it. So yeah, so these come off like this if you just strip it. And if you just want to place them not too far in, because they have the little thing on them. But if you want to just clip that. So they just pop off like that. And if we just put it in like that, only make sure that they come, and you can, the good thing about them, good thing about faux flowers are you can play about with them and get them just how you want them. So I just want that one to go about there, I think. As I said, you wedge it in, it'll be fine. You've just got to wedge it in, make sure it's fit in. You can do tape over it, but for my purpose of, I'm just putting them outside, so I don't really need to put them into I don't need to put it into it really, it's just for mine, but I would tape it usually. Because I have done them for people in the past, so just stick things in. So yeah, so I've just cut all these off that one stem, and as you can see it makes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stems. So they cost me £4, so that's not bad really. And then just literally just dotting them in. So I tend to always go from corner to corner. So I do tend to try push a bit. I can always put some wire in afterwards if I need to. Just dotting them from corner to corner, because it creates a very array of beautiful sort of like, you know, it's creating, it's coming together now, which is fabulous. So I'm just going to again take a photo. Always take photos, just so that I know what I'm doing for another one, because I like to do it symmetrically, as I said. So yeah, so just about, usually about 10 is fine. Popping them in around the place. Might pop one actually just in there. We also have the gypsophilia. Now again, this wasn't that expensive at all. And what I like to get about bunches is actually that you can get much more out of them. Now this is probably for a wedding or something, and I got this in the range. So I've had this one for a while, And yeah, just going to, don't want this to topple over. It shouldn't topple over, but as it gets more fuller, it does tend to topple over. So if we can just peel this back, because we don't need this bit here at all. My scissors somewhere. Somewhere. Over here. So just get the scissors up. These are Gypsophilia. Now the Gypsophilia is lovely, and there is actually, how many bunches there? So if we pull it very carefully, 1, 2, 3. So there's 5. So if we do, I'll leave 3 for the next one, and I'll put 2 in here. So as you can see, it's coming together because we're putting more of it at the front of where we're going to hang the basket. So if we do that, and I'm sure we've got some roses here as well. That's for that one. The next one. Eucalyptus is for the next one. So many flowers here, guys. Get completely confused with it all sometimes. Now we have these ones as well, which are Lily of the Valley. So Lily of the Valley as well, and one of my favourites. A very, very sweet smelling flower. So if we put those in there, again, they are tied. So again, if we just snip that off, try not to cut this off. I have to be careful as well because I'm on business. If you cut yourself, you know about it. Right, so there you go. There's a little bit of floristry wire on here as well, so if we just take that off, that will then, as I say, this is the cheaper way to do it. So now you've got 3, and they probably only cost you like £3, so £1 each, which is fantastic. So yeah, so I always say to people, you know, that your best, put 2 in this one, I think I'll leave 1 for that one there. Just like, I like to have a statement. So, and I always tend to build up from the front. So as you can see, guys, that probably, I could bend that back a bit, but as you can see, it is coming together like so. And you can push these flowers in as much as you want, or you can, I tend to try and keep them not too far in, because I like to have it sort of bunched out a bit. If you feel that sometimes this is not sitting right, put a bit of oasis there, because it's a corner one, because it's a what's the name one, and just shove it into there so that it stays there. Perfect. So yes, we've got a few greenery bits here that we had, so we're just going to pop those in. Probably, I'd say the greenery always looks nice around sort of like this there, these areas, and this area here. So if we pop those in there. You've got the Lily Valley, you've got the rose, you've got the Gypsophilia. So you can just push it down as much as you want. Maybe the things, don't want them pushed down too much. The eucalyptus is bending there on each side. And then you've got the We've got this one that bends. And you can bend these as well, which is fantastic. So we can bend this. It's to stay. You can use probably a plastic one's better to use, I think, but this is all I had at the time. So we've got those gypsophilias. And again, I'm just going to take a picture because I want to make sure that we're doing the same on each side, like I said. So just take another picture of it. And always take a picture as well at the back. This is if you want to do a symmetrical side. So as you can see, that needs filling in a bit more, but we've got some others to fill in. Now you can go garlands as well. You can put a garland, wrap it round and stuff, and then come out big things. Lots of things you can do. Right guys, so I finished it, obviously. With the wisteria, because I love wisteria. What do we think of this? So as I said, I take pictures of it. Probably need a few more flowers in it in the back, but I'm waiting on some more flowers anyway today, so I can put that into the back. But you do get the general gist of it, of how beautiful it actually looks. As I say, I love statements. So this to me is a statement basket. You know, other people prefer smaller ones. I do smaller ones, big ones, medium-sized ones. I do planters, boxes, anything really. So yeah, so because eBay has started sort of like going a little bit down at the moment, I'm going to start doing this as a side hustle, as you want to call it. So Sweet Pea Garden Pantry is my name, and I have literally just opened Instagram. The last bit, obviously, I have just shown you my my arrangement, which I'm absolutely lovely and very happy with. As I say, the best thing you can also do with faux flowers is you can bend them to your shape of how you want them to look, which I absolutely love, because with real flowers you can't really do that. So for the last bit is the fragrance oil. So as I say, I don't tend to use essential oils because they're quite sort of like, yeah, not good. So once we get fragrance oil, I'm going to go fill this with water quickly. So all you want to do is, there is a pipette, you can take the top of these off actually. Very, very slightly, because you don't really get a lot if you do it the other way. If you pop this off, it should just come off. There you go, all done. Oh, you get the aroma straight away, it's beautiful. You just want to put a pipette in here, about that much. Pop it in. Now because it's a fragrance oil, I do tend to do a little bit more. Put that back on. Stick that over there. And then I'm going to add some very, very marginal amount of lavender oil. Because that will give it a bit extra flavour. Now you have to be careful doing this bit because it is very tricky, especially when you're using a knife. Don't do this at home, children. So yeah, so do that again with your pipette. Pop it in about that much, straight in. Again, a little bit more, straight in. Pop that back on. And this, as I say, creates your actual smell. Do that. Give it a little shake. I tend to wipe them. So yeah, so that's that there, and that is going to last, oh I don't know, it depends how much you spray it, but it's going to last at least a month. And that's your spray there. Then what you want to do is, it smells beautiful, you want to just go underneath the flowers and spray the actual oasis. Try to spray the flowers. Just go in. It gives it that wonderful aroma straight away. I can smell it from here. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, so as I said to you before, pop that in your conservatory or just near where your hanging basket is going to be, and like you would water flowers every day in the summer, just do a little sprinkle, and there we go. And that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, could you give it a thumbs up? Or if you like anything more like this, consider subscribing. I will be doing more organisation at the moment. I will be doing reselling still, but as eBay is at the moment, there's not much point. So I'm going back onto the organising bit. The organising bit. So yeah, sorry about my dogs. My dogs are always never work with animals or children as in videos sometimes. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I will be back doing my live soon. Not just yet. I have to have a bit of a month off at least, I think, for my anxiety, but I will be back doing videos very soon, more live videos very soon, but at the moment just concentrating on still being on YouTube, but literally just putting out videos for you guys. So this is the first of part 4, so this is part 1. We've got 4 videos, 3 videos after this to come. There's a part 4 series of my veranda makeover, so I hope you guys enjoy it with me, and thanks very much, and I'll see you all soon. Okay, lovely, thank you, bye.